and welcome to DMU Music. I'm Holly Holdsworth. Here at Montfort University we have some fantastic musicians, and over the series we're going to be bringing you some exclusive live sessions with them. Today I'm joined by Chris Ostler. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's all right. So with your music, for people who haven't heard it, how would you describe it to them?
I guess it's a sort of it's conscious of both being acoustic and also a rock, quite a distorted rock. So it's quite balladful, if you want to call it that. It wanted to convey a lot of emotion, a lot of power, a lot of feelings that people can relate to and maybe not even relate to, so they can experience something new.
Sure. So has your music always been like that, or has it developed from kind of another genre?
I've taken on influences from like the Goo Goo Dolls and Nickelback. So I mean, I do. From my youth, I've taken on board a sort of a mid-Atlantic taste, which also me being half Canadian, it's kind of stuck. But with the sort of direction I'm going to try and make that better, I want to try and obviously try new ways, make it a bit more funky, make it a bit more bluesy, even jazzy, and just try to branch off into new genres so it catches people on their toes, like the same artists do something different, like Phil Collins, for example.
And so you performed in Leicester last night. How was the gig? That
was interesting, actually, because I've never performed at a nightclub venue before, which was interesting. We had a really good turnout as well. It was a fantastic venue to play out at, and the sound itself was absolutely brilliant because the acoustics in the room was so vast, it made everything that much better just to listen to. And as an audience member, I probably would have been happy just to sit there and listen to everyone else play rather than me play.
Yeah. And so with your live performance, is it very different from your studio stuff? Because on your EP, with the song that you're going to be performing later, Show Me the World, it's very kind of grand and a bit more kind of expansive than possibly an acoustic track would give you.
Yeah, I suppose with that, I think really, because with an acoustic track, some people might want to, they have obviously the sort of quite ambient acoustic tracks, which some of the songs with an acoustic set I'd do. It would depend on the audience obviously, but with some of the more heavier stuff I really want to, as I said before, convey like a sort of balladful approach. I really want to put people into a comfort zone and also out of a comfort zone with something new. So if it sparks a memory, if it sparks a sort of feeling that they've had before, and really consider themselves in my shoes, or what I would like to try to write myself in with my newer songs, if I can do, I want to try and put myself in their shoes so that I can write their experience, not just mine.
Mm-hmm. So with the song you're going to perform for us, Show Me the World, where did that come from? Is there a particular story behind it?
With Show Me the World, that's it's my best song. It's my favourite as well. That one came when I was about 16. You know, you feel at the sort of sweet 16 age, you find your significant other. That fortunately happened for me, but unfortunately didn't turn out as comfortable as every relationship has experienced. But with that, I kind of thought of it as a sort of what could have happened, and this is a sort of if everything worked out, if everything was fantastic. And it kind of conveys a sort of mysterious stranger at the time. I'm making a music video of it at the minute with a couple of friends, and I'm looking forward to seeing the results of that. But with Show Me the World, I guess it's a sort of an autistic review of, if a relationship doesn't necessarily work out, you can always look into something new. You can always go to the world and say, okay, this is new in the world. What's in this world that I'm part of? Find something new to do, and basically show me the world as such.
Fantastic. So you're going to perform for us now. So this is Chris Ostler with Show Me the World.
Sometimes I just feel like I'm crazy, but then maybe it's just sometimes I just feel like I'm crying, baby, so please don't wake me. My eyes tell me what I can see before me. They'll assure me that there ain't no lies, no angel skies, just living life too long. And they go, show me the world, show it to me. not far away, and you will find the light, no other kind, that there comes that one cold day when the feelings are right. 'Tis a matter of time before you realize when you're just what you need, and you can barely believe it when you wanted more tonight. Well, she just wanted a friend, and but I show me the world, show it to me, let me see, so that I can then believe. Show me the world, oh, let rivers unfurl, and let the sun come down again, down again. Let it come down, let it come down, down again, yeah. Let it come down, let it come down again, yeah. Oh. Let it come down again.
We went out and got opinions from students on the track you just heard.
I'll be honest with you, I thought it was really, really good. That's my sort of music anyway, so I thought it was really good.
It reminds me a little bit of my teen years when I was sort of like 15 and I was a big Hoobastank fan. It sounds a little bit like that, so it sort of takes me back sort of a few years and makes me feel sort of like, yeah, young again. But no, quite good actually.
I think it's really good. I'd listen to it if I wanted to relax, and sounds really professional. In my opinion, it's really good.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
It sounds a bit like the lead singer of the Lost Prophets, and it's, yeah, it was really good.
It's alright. It's a bit slow for my liking, but no, good at guitar.
The intro is alright for me because I love jazz. It's jazz instrumental for me. That's the way I view it. Then before the startup tone, which goes simultaneously with the band, the rhythm, the everything.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
I think the music is like really well produced.
Yeah, like Bon Iver. Yeah, it's a bit like that. There's a lot of acoustic people about, so yeah, it's quite similar to a lot of things.
It's just a very beautiful song. Just reminds me of sort of feeling a bit alone and just sort of listening to music and feeling not so lost when you listen to that song. So I thought it was really good.
So what did you think to what the students said?
Wow, I mean, it's really nice just to hear people's comments. There's a lot of positive response in there, which really, really heartens me. I kind of suggest that, keep going with the sort of things I'm doing. But obviously, I think there was one person who made sort of the song was a bit slow. That's fair enough. I mean, you'll get tracks that are a little bit speeded up, but with some of my other songs, they're a little bit speeded up. Like She is quite a sort of rhythmic, quite fast, upbeat song. And also Teenage Love Song, Lemon Squeezy, is also, again, a very rhythmic and also quite charismatic and also, I'd probably say very chromatic tune.
And some people in there said that your music is kind of the moment of kind of the stuff that's coming out at the minute. And then others were like, oh, but it takes me back to my earlier days.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I guess it's quite nice in a way, because I do like taking people back, because I mean this is a sort of emotional and sort of responses I'm kind of hoping to kind of portray and kind of getting people to do. So I mean, it's the sort of feeling that if they had a good memory when they were younger, or if they had a memory nowadays, or hopefully have a memory that they'll get in the future, that they can then relate the song to. So it's like the sort of song that will come in their head when they think of this, or when they do this, or get that similar emotion. So then it encourages them to, oh, I like listening to this track because these emotions that are sort of reinforcement of, and reasons why I want to keep listening to this music or style of music.
Cool. So at DMUsic we have, I have to admit, it's a very small wall at the moment, but we're hoping that with each musician they'll bring something for us to leave behind. This was Josh last time. He left us his signature, which is the most crazy thing I've ever seen. But what have you brought for us?
Well, as for all those out there, I've bought a little postcard, basically, and there's a little bit of a story about this, basically, and I'm actually going to put it out to the cameras a bit more. Basically, with this, the story is... I kindly met to prepare for the show, obviously, as we know, with Holly before, and obviously this was a really nice thing to do, to get to know what the show was about and really get in touch with such. Yeah. And afterwards, we then had a very interesting conversation, which led to me responding in the sort of manner where it was, I'd like to be a superhero in disguise and a rock star in disguise.
Yeah, and it's been snowing a lot around here recently as well.
And yeah, basically you said, oh, a bit like a superhero like Clark Kent. And I said, well, Clark Kent can't really live in Leicester. He lives in an icy place in the Arctic Circle. And you said, what did you do? Do you want to tell us what you did?
Well, I took a picture of like this massive snowball outside of my whole residence. It's been there for days.
This picture?
Oh, is that it?
That's the picture you sent me?
Oh, that's collapsed a lot in the last week.
It's a lot smaller than it.
Oh, you've written a message to DMTV. If I was a superhero like Clark Kent, aka Superman, and living in Leicester, I would live in the place Sea Reverse in order to compensate for my Crystal Palace in the Arctic Circle, also known as Fortress of Solitude. Many thanks, Chris Ostler, smiley face, and a first-class stamp. That's really impressive. Thank you.
That's all right. Took me a while to make, but it's just quite random, the sort of conversation with that. Like, say something random. I was like, okay, if I could be a superhero, you know, I think that would. I mean, if you look at the size of that, I mean, you can see just a little bit. There's a bollard there, and where are you going to get the leg room on that if you're going to lie down?
Well, you'd be a superhero, so you could do anything you want. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on this week.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
So do check us out next time for DMUsic for more fantastic musicians.
It's pretty good, you know. It's got quite a nice melody. It's got a nice introduction. It even had a sort of powerful electric guitar. But I think as the song goes on, it sounds exciting. Yeah, and it kind of is like then the excitement comes, or the exciting parts.